Cool. Hello, everybody. We've been chatting for a little bit, but if you didn't know me, if you don't know who I am, I'm Zainab. I am the Business Development Director here at Rad Magpie, and I'm going to be talking to you today about Rad Media. So let's back up. Like, what is Rad Media if you haven't heard of it before? Rad Media is our in-house studio where we create games, apps, and other software projects either internally or through contract work. Some current and past Rad Media projects include Panic Mechanic, a mobile app that helps the user track information about their panic attacks. Cigaria, our pilot Rad Media project that happened last summer in collaboration with Marianne Mohanraj, that is a narrative fantasy game set in ancient Sri Lanka, and Coco Night, which you saw earlier tonight. You can see there's a pretty wide variety of work that we do cover. There are tons of different ways that these projects can come to life, but the bottom line is we work internally with or with another company on product design, game design, whatever that project needs, and secure funding, whether that's through grants or paid by a company contracting us for the product development. It all started with a vision to create media made for and by underrepresented people, which is at the core of our mission. We talk a lot of talk about in Rad Studio, like you just heard from Megan, and in other programs intended for earlier on in a developer's career about jobs and social responsibility from the worker and company level. So it only makes sense to continue our support and walk the walk, to finish the idiom, further down the chain by hiring working developers and being that supportive work environment that we talk about. These projects are an essential way of how we create jobs for developers. We're pretty slim on our full-time year-round staff, but for every project we take on, we need that additional staff to meet our goals, fulfill our obligations, not only because we, the executive team, are only 4 people, but also because we need to hire different skill sets for different projects. These projects allow us to hire developers, many of whom are part of our constituency, and at the same time generate revenue to support other programs. And you might be wondering, or you might have heard from Dana earlier, but you might be wondering why we do have this part of the organization that is intended to generate a profit, because we are a nonprofit after all. Rad Media doesn't just do that either. These projects also directly impact our mission when we do hire from our constituency. But nonprofits do need money to function. Running programs that support constituents are rarely free. In Rad Magpie's infancy, we relied heavily on donor support, and we continue to make the most of every dollar donated, whether during our annual campaign or any other time throughout the year. By building a revenue-generating portion of our organization, we are able to get even more out of the funds that we have by using that time, which equals money, to secure projects and contracts, to then hire more developers that, again, often come from our constituency. This both supports our mission and creates more revenue for other programs. And that was a really big point of interest for me too, as a professional too. I'm a 2020 grad with a business degree, and I started working full-time for Rad Magpie as soon as classes were over. I had that kind of time because, the whole pandemic that's going on right now. In the last couple of years of college, I got very interested in concepts within entrepreneurship, and particularly the practice of testing, adapting, and decision-making to find a sustainable and scalable business model, which is a startup, which is what we are. I had been working for Rad Magpie part-time through my last year of college, and I saw, as many of you do too, I'm sure, the passion and opportunity within this organization and the people who are a part of it. I really enjoy how mission-focused work in nonprofits feels really genuine to me personally, where the goal is a reason to work more so than making money is, which is funny coming from a business major. But a big benefit of generating revenue in those businesses is the security of having a dependable income. So as the business person who wants to have cake and eat it too, why not take the strengths of both? That is what I'm looking for Rad Media to do, and it's proven to be pretty effective so far. You may have heard some of this from Dana earlier, but last year, nearly 100% of our operating funds came from small and large donors. This year, we've already started to turn that around. Only 57% of operating costs were funded by donations, and over 23% came directly from contract projects. This means that we're capitalizing on our original source of revenue, our donors, to work on developing a new source through Rad Media. That revenue goes on to support other parts of the organization that directly impact constituents in incredibly important ways, but may not have a built-in opportunity to create revenue. So that all sounds great to me, sounds great. But while I'm here, I should also mention, how can you get involved? As with any part of our organization, spreading the word about who we are and what we do helps get our name to more people that want to support us. If you hear of someone looking to make something, tell them to talk to me. If you want to make something with us, talk to me. We're often looking for developers too to hire for projects. So if you or someone you know is looking for work, you know who to talk to. Going forward, we have some really exciting projects in the works. We are continuing our work with Allostatic, Burlington, Vermont company, local to Burlington, like Dana mentioned earlier. We're planning the formal release of sneak peek of Keeper, not the Rad Studio game, but a Tend and Befriend game about pollinators in the Northeast, may be familiar to some of you, that originated from a senior capstone game team that our executive members Maggie and Megan were a part of. And we have also some internal projects and other partnerships in the works that we can't quite talk about yet. Keep an eye out on our social media and sign up for our newsletter to get all those updates on what we're working on, and also to get the Cocoa Night information, because that is so cute. I love it so much. And if you're looking for a team to make something for you, you can reach out to me anytime. My email is right there, zainab@radmagpie.org. And thanks so much for sticking with us all evening here. Does anyone have any questions, things they want to bring up, talk about?
No, that was good. Thanks.
Cool.
And congrats on
Thank
doing
you.
so
Yeah.
well.
Having a good time doing it. Cool. Yeah. If there aren't any questions, I think we can hang out for a little while and chat, or
I guess how many people have you all worked with this year as far as like I don't know, subcontractors?
Yeah, as far as subcontractors, oh gosh, it has been at least oh, I was gonna say at least 5, but no, that's probably closer to at least 10. Between 2 projects, some of whom are people that we've hired in the past, and and like love them so much, and they've been such a great fit for our team, and we've hired them back on, and we're already planning to do that again for one of our most recent projects that recently ended. So yeah, at least 10, which is awesome to say, and we're definitely looking to hire maybe not by the end, maybe by the end of the year, but within the next year, at least like another 5 people, I would guess, if not more. That's a conservative number.
Or are those for just like the specific projects or just to your core team?
Mostly for those projects. We do bring on some part-time employees or contractors, depending on what our needs are. So actually, for example, Alex, who is running our backyard room, is working with us as a graphic designer right now.
Cool.
We've also had interns for fundraising in the past, and we'll be looking for that in the future. So every once in a while, depending on need, we do hire for the general organization, but a lot of times it ends up being project specific.
Cool. Yeah, I like the whole like 3-pronged approach you guys got going on.
Yeah, it is. We really like, and it's the way that we developed it, but we really like that it's hitting on different areas in a developer's or a growing, blossoming developer's early career. Yeah, which I'm sure you all have heard through all of our, all the rest of us speaking throughout the night. Cool. Do we have any other things you want to bring up? Questions, comments? All right, then I think we're good to go.